Can we have silence, please? Can we have silence, please?
We are starting it.
I appeal to you. I appeal to you to hear us. Hear me in silence.
Silence.
Please hear me in silence. Your silence will be rewarded. Your silence will be rewarded because you will get good copy. And if you are not silent, you will not get good copy. I want to first give you.
Where the declines are?
By the time they finish the show, they'll be.
You sure?
Yeah, they're
I want to first say to you, let us work out the ground rules. Let us work out the ground rules of this press conference, please. Important. It's important for this reason that this press conference will not be the last one, I assume. We will have to have more press conferences as we go along. It's a story that will evolve and develop. And if we get the ground rules right, I will be facilitated in being able to give you the truth and the correct position from time to time. The ground rules today are that this press conference is being addressed not to answer, I repeat, any person in the street who decides to raise questions or to make allegations or accusations. We will come to that at a subsequent press conference because those people are making allegations against my party. This is not an allegation against my party. This is an allegation against a trust that I had and an allegation against a trust that I consider to be an extremely valuable part of my life. These are allegations about that trust. Sadly, these allegations have been made by Rajya India Today group, and therefore I'm sorry that much of my press conference will be addressed at them. And for their benefit, I must say two things very quickly. My instinct was not to invite Rajya and India Today for this press conference. My instinct. And of course they can argue my instinct was wrong, as they've argued about a lot of other things. And I can argue that my instinct was right. But I'm a Democrat and I believe in freedom of the press. It was several people in the media who said to me that we collectively have a view that prevails from time to time whenever such issues arise, that we believe everybody should be able to participate in a press conference of this nature. I bow to that point of view. I'm a Democrat and I would, in any gathering, go by the opinion of the majority. Certainly, if it happens to be a unanimously held opinion, why not? I will go by that opinion. I wanted to ask all of you whether it would be right for me to resist my instinct and invite India Today and Rajya. As far as this issue was concerned, a couple of you outside said to me, it's only fair if they come, and they should come. And I wanted everybody to participate in that decision, but they felt that may not be necessary. I bowed to that opinion as well, and therefore I'm happy to invite India Today correspondents and various other people who have come from the Rajya establishment. The third thing that I want to say to them, because they are not, as far as I'm concerned, people who necessarily are responsible for editorial policy of the magazine. I know that people at the top decide editorial policy, and therefore I am not in any way I do not in any way hold an angst against those who have reported. I may have a personal issue with them, but I have no angst as far as I'm a public figure against those who have reported, and I genuinely and honestly hope what they have done, they at least believe to be honest and true. These are the set rules that I urge you to accept, and I hope that you have no difficulty, all of you, in accepting the ground rules by which we will do this press conference. If Ashtak have a problem, they can say me they have a problem. If they don't, on these ground rules, we will proceed. I think that you people are by and large happy with this. Now let us settle 2 or 3 other issues. I know that it will not be easy for you to accept those issues, but as I said, this is an evolving story, and we will talk maybe not once but many times. Maybe we will talk one-on-one as well. Maybe you will do your tic-tacs as well. But the other rules are not as strong as the rules I suggested before, but certainly important rules, is that I will substantially establish that the core issue is very clear and categorical, and I will not only defend but prove that the core issue is clear and categorical. The core issue is, any one of you have a problem, please tell me now. The core issue is that 71 lakhs were given to a trust which I head, of the trust in which the project director is Louise, and that those 71 lakhs were supposed to be spent on 17 camps to be done in UP, that none of those camps were held, and therefore obviously the money has been diverted. This is the core issue. If anyone has a disagreement with this, please say now. There are other issues that have emerged. There are other issues that have emerged which are related issues to this. Either they've emerged to prove a point one way or the other, or there are issues that can stand alone by themselves. But the intensity of that issue, I believe, will take from the core issue. Were the camps held? The core issue, and that's the core issue that I will address today. We will continue to talk about the other things in due course, but the core issue is what I will address today. Secondly, it is true, and I say this in front of all of you, it is true that not once, but at least 3 times, Ashtak and India Today offered to carry our part of the story. This is true. And therefore, their claim that they've pursued and followed journalistic ethics cannot be denied in entirety. But I will deny journalistic ethics that they follow as the story unfolds in front of you. Clearly, it is their homework, and clearly it is their story. The rest of you have followed that story, some people reluctantly, some people not so reluctantly, and new issues have emerged on which new stories are coming out. No problem. Each issue will be tackled at the appropriate manner, appropriate time. The core issue is what I will tackle today. On the 8th of October, as I understand, the story was aired on 9th of October. On the 8th of October, we were pleased to receive from one Mr. Arun Puri of India Today Group, and he was responding to documents that we had given to him and to his other colleagues, detailed documents about the holding of the trust. None of the other issues, about the holding of the trust. And as a consequence of trying to answer the other issues, we received from the UP Viklang office a copy of an affidavit that was filed by a particular gentleman who was at the time in that district where the trust was holding the camp, and who subsequently was transferred to Uttar Pradesh. That person denies that he gave that affidavit. Very clear. That person denies that he gave that affidavit. So that story remains. We will handle that story when we move forward. This is mentioned in the India Today letter, Arun Puri's letter, where very clearly he said that as for the affidavit given by Mr. J.B. Singh, presently Registrar of Lucknow University, saying that his signatures were authentic and not forged, I regret to inform you that we have evidence to the contrary. Terrific. Evidence to the contrary that the affidavit could be wrong was not clear from this language. That evidence to the contrary that this affidavit itself is forged is not clear from this. Doesn't matter. Nothing turns on it. What is important is that we go back to the core issue. And the core issue is Mr. J.B. Singh. Mr. J.B. Singh, you will be pleased to know that this is the picture of Mr. J.B. Singh giving out the implements at the camp, which he today, according to the implications and the insinuations that we have got. Copies of all this will be available to you. Mr. J.B. Singh. There are two pictures. 1 minute.
इसमें में भी उनका नाम लिखा हुआ है.
Okay, and this is the instrument given. This is the instrument given. Okay. You must have seen the pictures, no? So I don't need to give you copies. You must have the pictures. You must have the pictures. J.B. Singh must have given you the pictures, no? Well, no, I'm just mentioning it. No, we're coming to the question. No. This is not, I say this. This is the first time the law minister of the country is saying these are not morphed pictures. These are.
इसमें लिखा है. इसमें लिखा है.
नहीं आपसे नहीं क्या. I just asked you may have the pictures.
दिनांक 17/7/2010 लिखा है.
17/7/2010 लिखा हुआ है. 17/7/2010 लिखा हुआ है. Don't worry, na. I'm not. Please, what were the rules of the game? Just a minute. नहीं. Everybody is listening. I said you must have these pictures. I didn't say anything more. I said you must have these pictures. Answer is. Listen, please hear. The rules of the game. I will call off this press conference. The rules of the game were I'm answering the core issue. If all of you want me to answer,